Hello everybody, Pinstripe here. Welcome back to the Hogs of War League channel. Today I'm joined by Castor.
Hello.
And we are doing the recap for week 2 that has just passed, as it is Monday once again. And, well, plenty of talking points from the week that has just gone. Lots of crazy things going on, and all the other matches. Everything was pretty straightforward, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there was close matches again. Also, some that wasn't too close, but in the end, I think 5 great games. And yeah, I'm looking forward to next week.
Well, there's lots of fixtures kicking off this week, but we'll get to that towards the end of this video. But in terms of the recap, like I said, everything was fairly straightforward. There was only one match where it went to all 3 games were used, and all the others were pretty convincing wins from the guys that were winning 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, and 2-0. And one game, like I said, was 2-1. So we're going to start with the Battle of the Italians, Mascatino versus Axby. I know Axby is technically from San Marino, but they both speak Italian. So I think, again, we have to give a big thank you to ADB for sorting out the English subtitles for that match. He told me that took him the majority of the day.
Yeah, I can imagine, and I think it was great to see it in Italian. It gave hear it in Italian. It gave it some new fresh commentary, but also the English subtitles helped me a lot because I'm not too fluent in Italian, I have to say.
Yeah, it's nice to have that diversity in the community and to sort of extend our reaches into other languages. I mean, we know how popular the game is in English, and obviously Italian, German, Russian, and French, of course, just very popular in Europe.
The European, like I want to say, the European community is pretty strong in the game, but we also have an American here, so.
Yes, that is true, and I mean, if we can find more Americans or just more people from North America, South America, just everywhere in the world. I mean, I've seen comments before from people, giving best wishes from South America, Argentina, just all kinds of places, corners of the world that you wouldn't expect the game to reach. So, yeah, lots of people, diverse community, essentially. But Mascatino obviously beating Axby in that game. It was a pretty straightforward 2-0 victory, as I said, starting on Duvet Fun and Ridgeback. Yeah, so the map pool in total is 18 maps, which when split between 10 people isn't actually that much. I know that the last couple of days we've been looking at the use of generated maps, which I know that you disagree with.
Yeah, I would say we would have definitely to set some parameters, but also then the generated maps can just be so random, and you can start on the island and just have poison water and mines all around, and basically the other one has a big island with none of that. So I think it's they're just too unbalanced, and you can't control it really. So I'd say generated maps are fun to play in kind of multiplayer game, just for fun, but for a tournament style thing.
They're more casual than competitive. But I mean, if we are able to find like a coded generated map that works, because I mean, I want everyone to sort of try and find a good coded map that we can all use and test and sort of make a decision in future as to whether or not a generated map or said generated map is balanced enough to be used. But that's a topic for later on, because we're going to move on to your game, actually. Obviously, you played against
Crumble.
Yes, you played against Crumble.
My game against Crumble, Crumble was having some pretty interesting tactics here, going with a lot of paratroopers.
Yes.
He also said he isn't that sweaty try hard anymore. He just tried to have some fun in the league, making some interesting plays and strategies, and it was a pretty interesting game as well. Really.
It had an interesting ending, to say the least.
Yeah, we were obviously we were in the voice channel and we talked with each other, and I mean it was pretty clear at the end I will win the second game. So we just said we will mess around a little bit for some laughs.
Yeah, so I mean my game against Bobby was, I mean I spoke to you about it the other day. It was pretty casual. I mean, Bobby is fairly new to the competitive scene. I mean, I am as well, because I mean, I didn't exactly play in the rank up tournament, but it really felt like just a casual multiplayer game. I mean, I was kind of tryharding, but I was also, you know, taking into account his position, so I wasn't going to make any mistakes. And the maps, of course, Playpen is just all about the sappers, and Frostfight. I mean, you've got loads of pickups, so as long as you have at least one paratrooper, you should be golden. But yeah, it was pretty simple. I mean, there were a lot of times when I thought he was going to do certain moves and then he didn't, and that kind of surprised me. But
yeah, I think Bobby is more the first 2 weeks he was more the commentating player. It's really fun to watch him and watch him talking or hear him talking in the games, and yeah. It's really fun, his matches, and I think he can definitely improve on his gameplay, and I think he will. But he seems to have fun, and that's the most important part of, in my opinion.
Yeah, me too. I agree. At the end of the day, we want everyone to enjoy these matches. You know, take it seriously as much as you want to. You don't have to play to win. At the end of the day, as long as you're having fun, that's the main thing. But we're going to shift on to the next game, which was, of course, ADB against Herpdub. Finished 2-1 to ADB, but it was a very, very close game towards the end as it went to the final map on Chill Hill. And I mean, you remember the unlucky moment when ADB collected that airstrike.
Yeah, it really came down to that airstrike. It was a pretty close game, and Herpdub said to me they were both just waiting for the airstrike to drop, and ADB collected it first, and yeah. That was the match. It was the decider, but it was a really good gameplay on that side, and I really enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, I mean that's some good map knowledge from both of them, because I mean, from my perspective, I thought that some of the crates were randomized, but they were actually, you know, always the same on that map, and I didn't even know that airstrike comes in at a certain point. So it was good knowledge from both players on that one. So the final match that occurred, well, yesterday, was Raging Looney against Iron Fox. Now this one was actually the fastest match so far, boasting about 22 minutes in total-ish, maybe 25, but Raging Looney got he was very unlucky in certain areas, but it was that main shot from Iron Fox that sort of knocked his pig into the water, made him swim to the mines, who was then blasted closer to his other pig, and it ended up as a double kill.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely a crazy play. Pretty unlucky for Raging Looney there. As well, he got late in the game, he got a second pig on the corner of the minefield stuck as well.
Yeah. He
decided to use the jetpack, which would have been a good idea, but he turned to the left, and I think that was the decider of the game. If he hadn't turned that way, and if he had triggered the mine, he would have had a chance in the lake, which is, for me, one of the best maps to play, because it can so much can happen on it, and it's always so fun to watch.
Yeah, and horrible to play, especially if they're playing against you. But you know, that's a story for another time. So yeah, do you have any predictions for this week?
Oh, I think they will all be close ones.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I'll start off from talking about every game for a few moments. So, me against Machetino I think it will be a pretty close one. Both won our first two matches, and obviously you saw Machetino and his ready try hard mode is pretty dangerous. Yeah. So don't want to make a prediction on that one. Yeah. Crumble versus Iron Fox. If Iron Fox continues his precise movement and playstyle, he might have a good chance winning this. But like I said, if Crumble finds his mojo again, he definitely stands a chance.
Yeah.
XP versus Bobby will be also a close one. Both winless so far, but both definitely haven't played their full potential.
Yeah.
XP has to sort out some timing issues he had. He missed a couple of turns because he ran out of time.
Yeah.
And also Bobby probably can improve his game a lot, so that will be interesting to watch. Rachel Luna against Herpdub. we had them winless so far, but was pretty unlucky. Raging Looney has had definitely some two interesting games so far.
Yeah.
So don't know, can both can win. Looking forward to that will be probably my most the match I'm most looking forward for because of commentary and funny gameplay.
Yes.
I expect a lot of that. And the last, you against ADB, also will be a pretty close one. Can't make a prediction out of that. I think you're both playing good games so far, and yeah, I think it will be close again. So a lot of close matchups this week, and will be a good week, I think.
Yeah, let's hope so. But the key important news for this week is that we are actually adding in two, well, they're not necessarily new, but two other maps into the map pool, which will boost it up to 20 maps in total, and that is P-Drag and Dambusters. Now, they have been altered with the help of the Reheated team in terms of pick spawn locations. Basically, they've been balanced enough to be fit for competitive play. We maybe haven't had enough time to necessarily play them as a group to determine for ourselves, but let's just think of this week as like a testing week to see how these maps fare and whether or not they are entertaining enough. Dambusters, the artilleries have been removed and the pick spawn locations, like I said, have been switched around, so it's really all about the map. And I know that we've said previously, Castor, that paratroopers and heavy weapons on Dambusters are probably going to be key.
Yeah, paratroopers because of the movement, because you of course can't just cross the map without a jetpack, because there's the giant wall, the dam in the middle of it.
Yes.
So in the heavy weapons, if you have good ranged good abilities with ranged weapons, you will have an advantage in this match, but we'll see.
Well, the other interesting thing is that there are about at least 3 jetpack pickups on either side for both teams, so there could be maneuverability there for other classes, but it's just whether or not certain people will go with whatever lineup. I know that Bobby's match against Axby, they're going to be playing on Dambusters, and I believe Iron Fox's match, they're going to be playing on P-Drag, and myself and ADB might be playing on P-Drag as well if we go to a third game. P-Drag is, of course, an unused map in Hogs of War, but like I said, it has been altered with some of the tanks being removed, some of the sort of map exterior being changed slightly, and medical tents being added in the middle just to make things a little bit more balanced. And yeah, this is going to be interesting to see how those maps fare out. But we're going to finish off, of course, with the current league standings. Iron Fox leads the charge. It's kind of joint at the top between Iron Fox, Mascotino and myself, followed by Castor. Then below him we have ADB in 5th, Raging Looney in 6th, and Herped Up and Bobby in joint 7th, with the bottom finishing with Crumble and Axby. So everything to play for, lots of games coming up. Any final words, Castor, before we kick off with week 3?
Let the fun continue.
And we'll end it there. Cool. So thank you for joining me, Castor, for this recap of week 3. As we always do, matches will be uploaded sporadically. Currently, we only have Raging Looney, who is streaming his matches when they happen. But when they are, do keep an eye on the Hogs of War Discord, because there'll be the link to his Twitch will be posted in there when he goes live. So if you haven't joined the Discord already, please do. Don't forget to check out the Hogs of War League channel. Subscribe if you're already here. And we will catch you later for the next recap video.